Hello, very good morning to you. If you get any wet weather today, you're actually quite likely to have a fair amount of rain and perhaps even more as we go into the weekend. But there is some drier, brighter weather around for a fair amount of us away from this lingering front. That being said, there's some early rain across the far north of Scotland. That's now clearing away. And then through much of the day across large chunks of Scotland and Northern Ireland, it's going to be largely fine. Just a few blustery showers to watch out for. Worth bearing in mind, though, towards the south of Scotland, around the borders area, it is going to turn increasingly wet as we go through the afternoon here. Also quite wet across parts of northern England and the far north of Wales. That front that I showed you at the start lingering through, and the rain's going to pep up a little bit more as we go through the afternoon, so turning quite heavy for some as well. Elsewhere though, across central, southern, eastern parts of England and Wales, it's going to be largely fine. The clouds are actually going to break up more as we go through into the afternoon, and with that, good deal of sunshine and temperatures rising. A fair few degrees higher than it was yesterday. We're looking at highs of around 26 or 27 Celsius around the London area, and even a bit further north into parts of East Anglia, and feeling humid with that warmth as well. Elsewhere, temperatures will be several degrees lower than this, and also where you're under the cloud and the rain, well, it is going to feel pretty unpleasant at times. That front continues to sit kind of in the same place as we go through large chunks of the night, but it does edge a little bit further southeastwards, so rain pushing across much more parts of Wales and into parts of southwest England as well, and edging a little bit further south over northern England too. Away from this, and a few showery outbreaks of rain across the far north of Scotland, many parts of Scotland, Northern Ireland, central, southern and eastern England actually having another dry night with again some clear skies. Slightly fresher air though, so temperatures perhaps dropping a little bit lower than they did last night. Quite a few more places seeing temperatures drop into, well, single figures, especially away from the towns and cities. Then through tomorrow, it's looking pretty wet, especially across northern and western parts of England and much of Wales. Some heavy rain, some strong winds to watch out for, and those rainfall totals are likely to build up. We're talking 75 to 100 millimetres perhaps in some places through a day or so, so enough to cause some disruption, a bit of flooding in places as well. Also some heavy rain pushing into parts of Northern Ireland at times, and that again could cause some issues for some places. Drier across Scotland, not totally dry. The rain is likely to push in at times, particularly across southern and eastern parts, but across central and eastern parts of England, away from the band of rain, actually at the moment it looks like it should be largely dry, but some question marks as to exactly where this band of rain is going to be pushing through and where it's going to be most intense. So one to stay on top of for sure. Temperatures through tomorrow, they're going to be a few degrees lower than today across parts of the southeast. Not quite as warm, not quite as humid, and actually across parts of the north-northwest, something a fair bit fresher starting to push its way in. And that takes us through into Sunday really. So the more unsettled weather, that's going to clear away, and so things are looking drier, not totally dry. There will still be some showery rain around on Sunday, but things are then going to be dry through Monday and Tuesday with some sunshine for most of us, and with that fresher air becoming more prevalent, so temperatures dropping quite markedly so for some parts towards the southeast, a drop of around 8-9 degrees in some places perhaps, so a cooler feel not just by day but also by night. There could be some relatively chilly nights. We could see a bit of frost at times through the early part of next week. We'll have more information about that on our Weather Studio Live, so why don't you check that out with Aidan and Honor at 12:15 today.